Well, we'll get started. Simon, tell us about yourself. Give us a no.
Yeah, okay. My name is Simon Agus, and thank you for having me and to join your network. I'm in the business of doing accounting, tax preparation for individual and businesses. I have degree in accounting and masters in business administration. I am an IRS enrolled agent credentialed to represent tax resolutions problem before the IRS. And I have been with this business for more than 30 years now. So I just retired from the corporate world and set up my own accounting and tax practice.
So where did you find us, Simon?
In LinkedIn,
Is your last name spelled Agus?
that's correct.
First name Simon.
That's correct.
You and I are not connected.
Yeah. Uh,
Huh. Let me look.
Yes, you are
I
now.
uh, I just came across this network gathering. That's why I choose to join.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I'm gonna request your connection on LinkedIn right here. I'm not gonna send a note. So there we go. Uh-oh, you're gonna have to join me. I've already used up my 125 invites for the week.
Okay, I will try.
So let me do this instead. So how many years have you been doing EA work?
It's more than 10 years already. Yeah. For the last 5 years, I'm doing it by my own, but before
Okay,
implement.
so we'll in the chat room, you should have my information. Hold on, let me make sure it's in there.
It's in there.
Is it? Oh, cool. Okay.
Okay.
So Simon, write down my phone number and um I have another meeting in it's a little after 10 o'clock here. I'll have another meeting at I'm trying to think. I believe it's oh wait, today's Thursday. I don't have any other meetings today, so why don't we touch base afterwards? All right.
Sure, no problem.
Dovid, tell us
Okay.
about yourself.
All right. My name is David Hoffman, and I lead Coaxis Leadership. Been doing this work for about 25 years. I started as a coach. I'll talk a little bit about a sample case right now. I just got off the phone with the founder of a business that has grown from absolutely nothing to being a $20 million plus company, has about 20 employees, but he is so tied to the day-to-day operations of this business that he's become a man who can't keep his word. He doesn't do what he says. He's always called away by about emergencies. Every time he starts thinking about something strategic, he gets pulled back into the minutia of the business. My focus is to free the founder, get people focused where they're most valuable and get them out of the things that don't matter to them. We do that both coaching, consulting, training, but also bringing in fractional thought leadership in all the areas of business. So we bring in HR consultants and hiring consultants and technology consultants. All the different people are part of my team, and they come in as a team already to work with the founder to get them free to focus on growth. And when we do that, very commonly they grow 2, 5, 10 times over a very short period of time because suddenly they can focus on actually growing their business.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We need to touch base. I need to refer you to an outsourced HR guy that's been a client of mine for like 7 years.
Terrific. Look forward to
And
speaking with
he's
him.
sharp as a tack. All right. So let's see. We covered David. Lindsay, you want to go next?
Sure, can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Okay, I was having some IT issues earlier, but my name is Lindsay Barton and I am a CPA. Also recently started my other career as a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker. So I'm located in Gold Canyon, Arizona. And I'll put my contact information in the chat.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So you're also doing real estate. What's going on with your CPA work?
So I work for a public accounting firm on the audit side. So I mostly audit financial statements, also do some review compilation work with small businesses as well as nonprofits.
Do you ever want to grow your CPA work?
At this point, I'm more looking to grow the realtor side so I can transition out of accounting and into real estate.
And where are you located?
In Gold Canyon, Arizona, it's a suburb of Phoenix.
Oh, okay. My son works for Mayo Clinic in Scottsdale.
Okay.
And
What area of real estate are you in? What do you do?
Residential,
Single family, residential, primary homeowner type people.
correct. And I like to specialize mostly in relocation because I relocated to Arizona. So I like to help other people relocate here as well.
where'd you relocate from?
From Montana.
Montana. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, at least Montana doesn't have the heat that, that Arizona does.
They have the snow.
Yeah, right. Right. Exactly. Well, glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Autumn, tell us about yourself.
Good morning. So I'm in Pierce, Arizona. I have a small business that I do bookkeeping, business consulting, especially for startups. Bookkeeping cleanups, tax prep cleanups. Cleanup seems to be kind of like what I'm getting here quite a bit recently. But I'm also an approved government contractor, and Lindsay, I might want to reach out to you on the real estate side of things. I come across relocation requests pretty often, so
Oh, great.
to connect with you.
I would appreciate that.
Love it. Love it. This is the fun part of it all. Coco.
Hiya, I'm Coco Pamaditis. I'm an Edward Jones financial advisor, and I'm located in Fountain Hills, Arizona. And I'm part of a dual FA office. We're actually a husband-wife team. My husband is also part of our office. So, yep.
So in other words, you rule the business.
I'm one side. It's definitely a two-headed monster sometimes. We specialize in different areas of finance. So I'm more the behavioral finance side of the house, and he's definitely more of a portfolio manager. So getting under the hood is definitely his clients, and I am more of the, oh, you don't want to talk about money? Come sit down. Come sit in my office. I'm your girl. Let's get a plan together.
So my wife taught me, I've been married 41 years, and my wife taught me two words. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Yeah. The irony is he actually brought me in. He was here first, and then we make decisions in our life in about 4 minutes. And so we decided to partner up, and we do all the other things in life together. So we're doing this too. So it's been awesome. Yeah. Love helping people, because just to add my why, people ask me why I do this, and it's because no one did it for me. And so that's why I love sitting down with people who, like my parents don't talk about money. I don't understand, but we need to talk about money, especially in the non-pensioned generations. And so where it's all on us. So it's really been an awesome journey so far. difficult but hard, difficult and awesome all at the same time. Anything that's worth it usually is. So
Hey, Coco, I love your why. And then also, my husband is a financial advisor with Edward Jones.
oh, really? Is
Yeah.
he down in Gold Canyon?
So his office is actually in Gilbert, Arizona.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, different. So he's probably 214. He's
Correct.
right? Yep.
Yep, with Scott Nance.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So we're 253. So that's awesome. Hopefully he's coming to the Alzheimer's walk in November. That's my push for anybody in Arizona.
Okay, yes, we will be there.
Oh, awesome. So then I'll see you in person there because I'm
That would be, yes.
So, yay.
Good stuff. This is the fun part of these.
That's a new way to have a in-person meetup is you walk together.
Exactly.
There you go.
I call myself the purple princess. So, because Alzheimer's is purple. So, awareness.
Well, I have a saying. I think I have dementia. I just don't remember. If you can't laugh at yourself, then you shouldn't be speaking, right?
No kidding. Yeah.
All right. So who's next? Autumn went. Alicia, talk to us.
Hello, I'm Alicia Beccarelli. I live in Anthem, Arizona, and I am a bookkeeper and automation specialist for small businesses. I focus strictly on small businesses that are service-based, so that's going to be like maid services. I work with a couple of lawyers, things like that. And I got into it because, you know what? I really just I watched my dad build his own business from the ground up growing up, and it's not easy. And so many businesses are priced out of what they can actually afford. So I kind of started up my own thing where I was like, you know what? They're going to get like that luxury bookkeeper feeling without being priced out of it. And so I help them set up like automations for their small businesses as well while I'm doing that. So their CRMs, things like that, we set it up. My last client I just did, she saved 14 hours a week on her automations. So that was 14 hours a week she didn't have to spend doing stuff that she wasn't actually making money with. That's kind of a little bit about what I do. I work with people all throughout the US. And so if anybody knows any CPAs that need a bookkeeper to keep in contact with, I am absolutely looking for those connections.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, just to give you, not keep talking about me, but I was a director of accounting for a publicly traded company, but this was, anybody hear of a company called Max Factor?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was a director of accounting for Max Factor, and I was hired to clean up all the frauds. Norton Simon had just taken them over, and this goes back into the early 70s. So what happened is I decided to reduce the amount of frauds as I started computerizing departments. That's when a 300 megabyte hard drive was the size of a washing machine and $40,000 to $50,000. Did I just date myself?
Probably on accident, yeah.
I love it. All right, yeah. Please make sure, because I haven't looked. Please make sure you put your contact information into the chat room.
Alicia, what sort of automations do you support?
So I tend to work mostly within CRMs and project management tools. So I'm just starting to get into Pipedrive is the newest one that I'm trying to learn because I haven't worked with it yet, but I see a lot of people working with it.
A lot of
I
people
work with,
switching over
like-
to Pipedrive right now.
Yeah, I work with things like Dubsado and Honeybook, but I try not to work with them too much. I just don't like their setup. And then I do a lot of automations with Asana. I don't know why, but it's down right now. I'm looking at my desktop trying to pull it up and I'm like, why is it not pulling up? Okay. But I do a lot of integrations using Zapier and those, and to get websites tied into CRMs tied into the newsletters that people send out so that they're and to the emails that they send to their clients, just so that they're not bogged down with that everyday stuff that like it seems like little things, but those emails, like I know that if I didn't have it automated, I could be sitting here for 8 hours a day just sending emails and answering people. Like it's ridiculous. So I set it up so that it all goes to one spot. They're not having to open their emails 13 times a day, that it pops up on like their project management screen so that they have it listed by client, and they can pull it up and see everything they have to do, and they can decide on their screens like what is more important and attack it that way instead of being overwhelmed when they open every app that they have to use for work.
Please post your information on the screen. I'll follow up with
Absolutely.
you. Also, Lindsay, I don't think you've posted your contact information.
I posted it
Okay, I don't see it for some reason.
today.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Now I see it. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Coco, I don't think you went, did you?
I did.
You did go?
I did.
Oh, okay.
You got
Okay.
me.
Oh, that's right. There you are. All right. So I was working with another individual on the Arizona group. And we decided to part ways, friendly parting of the ways. And I've kept this group going on. My objective is to build it up. So I've been a LinkedIn consultant for well over 25 years. I have a staff of people. In fact, one of the people is the image of mycity.com. You see that on there? And this is Mehedi. He's the head of my social media, and he attends all the meetings to get the flavor of what people are interested in. What would you say your biggest challenge is today? I want to ask all of you to see if you could respond to that. What is your biggest challenge?
I think right now for me, it is meeting up and finding the right clients. Just because the way this economy hit, people just like they tanked. I lost a lot of clients just because
Yep.
their businesses went under, because honestly, really and truly, it was because they weren't watching what they were spending. But I think that's my biggest thing is people are feeling the economy, so they're trying not to spend money, and it's going to end up hurting them in the long run.
Well, I also think, let me say this, I also think people are very scared. They're scared of what's happening with the election. They don't know where it's
Right.
going. Everybody is very nervous about what the future is. And I kind of made my living based on people's fears. So as I mentioned, I was the director of accounting for a publicly traded company. And it's always come back to the same thing, that fear over the years, that fear is what kind of has such a strong influence on people. And you got to get above that. You know, when one of my favorite sayings is, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. But what a lot of people do is they retrench instead of going at it hook, line, and sinker, you know? So that's
Right.
where you make a difference. Anybody want to talk about that? Some of your fears, some of the concerns that you have of driving your business forward?
I'll speak to it. I mean, I mean I entered this job. I was in a different role. I was a technical project manager before I was an advisor. So I have a different perspective. I've been in relationship management for 25 plus years. And the amount of fear that's in our industry, one, from a financial advisors, I'm sure Lindsay's husband can speak to this, is have a reputation of being predatory, and it for good reason, right? We're talking about people's money. But the amount of conversation I'm having about the election, trying to teach people basic history and economics about the fact that it doesn't matter who sits in that seat and who's in Congress, companies drive markets. presidents and Congress don't drive markets. But we've been in such a age of call it misinformation, call it whatever, but the people talk about predatory. Everyone is preying on people's fears. So you can't get people out of their own way. The younger generation seem to be doing a better job of understanding that I got a long haul. I got 40, 50 years in the workforce. Things are going to happen. But really realizing like I can lock it up in a safe box, but you're not going to make any money, you know, and trying to overcome the fact that you're also going to probably run out of money in certain people's situations. So you're having this conversation about their fear and their money all at the same time, and trying to have people who can be less emotional and more, you know, so I'm doing this every day with clients and trying to figure out, you know, are you actually gonna be able to move forward? Because my fear is telling somebody you're gonna have to sell your house, or you're gonna have, you know, and then what do you do about that? Well, I'm trying to build a business with people who actually want to do more than just buy a CD. And again, I'm sure Lindsay's husband can speak to this, because CDs aren't the, like, not to get into a product, but like that's not for the long term.
Right.
We'll just leave it at that. So it's been interesting and challenging. And I, you know, I want to help as many people as possible, but there are some people who you just are beyond. And I'm sure anybody on this call knows that there are just some people who, as clients, the shocking things that come out of people's mouths that you go, wow, okay, thank you for wearing your crazy on the outside.
You sure you're not a Minimind?
The what?
A twin.
Twin? Oh, maybe. I don't know. Are you Gemini?
No, just
I'm a
Pisces. No, but you're right. I mean, this is what really drives people is fear. And once you get them past that fear, then, you know, the sky's the limit.
Of course.
But you got to get them started.
Well, and you can see, you can't read it, but that quote behind me says, fear is a reaction, courage is a decision.
Oh,
and I have that in you can sit in fear and think that this is falling. Trust, you know, whatever it is that I'm going to do my best for a lot of reasons, regulatory reasons. At the top, you know, at the bottom of them actually, but it's really interesting trying to have these conversations with people about their money. Again, I'm sure everyone on this call who has clients, you're dealing with some of that.
So
too.
true.
So,
Anybody else want to comment on that? Because I think it's a great topic of conversation.
I'm certainly watching people go through this. It's a surprising experience. It's not something I think that what's happening, and it's very much what Coco alluded to, is that the external communication system is designed to cultivate fear. And frankly, I assume the best about people. I don't think that was the intentionality behind it. But the social media algorithms are designed to find people at the moment where where they're most likely to buy. And fear, upset, all of these things actually cause that. You know, people get upset. Well, I'll order a pizza, I'll buy myself an indulgence, I'll do this. They get calmed down and soothed. They're less likely to buy. Designed to feed you information that will get you into a buying state. The side effect of that is it's a state that's on the edge of rage all the time. People are terrified or they're enraged.
That's a
And
great statement.
It's kind of a heartbreaking moment to live in if you're really paying attention. Not because it's going to go this way or it's going to go that way. Frankly, you know, I'll make my choice. I'll make my vote. We'll go on accessible for interacting with that. But this upset state, this I need to protect myself state, is producing a to bet on themselves and grow, and people stockpiling hundreds of thousands of rounds of ammunition. It's the same mindset that's causing what for most of the marketplace is actually a stagnation. And I find it very disturbing. I've got long-term clients who are, people who've been clients and are coming back and starting up on a new project and such. And they're saying things like, well, I need to wait to see what this quarter brings before I make a move. Now they know, if we spend $1,000, we're going to produce five. They know that. The engagements always create substantial profitability fast. But people are just scared.
Mhm.
And when people are, I think the biggest loss, this is what I really wanted to get to. The biggest loss that people suffer when they're scared is they lose confidence in themselves, their own decision-making process. That's really what most of fear is rooted in, I think. Most of lack of trust is we don't know that the choices that we're making are going to be the best ones possible. And I too, when COVID hit, I had a number of clients who I said to, who were retreating a little bit, and I said to most of them, look, just take it easy, do what you got to do. Things are going to be a little for a little. I sort of downsized a little bit, and then I got all tied up. Had a couple of kids from New York, sold a house, bought a house. All of these changes didn't look on us, and suddenly got back in the marketplace. Like, okay, I need to generate, and it's a different market business that they're integrity.
No, I love what you said because it's so true. People get tied up in fear, and fear is not going to help you. Creating a solution helps, but fear doesn't.
What a novelty.
You able to comment on that? Because this is a really hot topic. No?
Yeah, I'll chime in briefly. This is Autumn. So I agree with everything that's been said, and I've been finding that with some of the new clients that I've picked up this year that have basically have not had bookkeeping in place for fear and a panic because they haven't done their taxes in a few years. Their bookkeeping is a total disaster, and now they're going to end up spending just kept those systems in place for the past few years. So it is. I brought out on my own in September of 2019. And I was at Lincoln County, which got hit pretty hard when COVID showed up. Firms were doing really well. The whole COVID thing with my business tanked. And I managed to hang on to one of my to basically restructure how she was operating her business, and she was able to then stay in business. And that was the best decision I ever made. It was the best free advice I ever gave anyone because she managed to basically get my business back world in the following year. Most of my clients are company. The bookkeeping has been a disaster for so long because people that didn't know what they were doing, and now you're trying to fix years of mistakes. And where they could have just spent a little more money and gotten someone that knew more of how to do the bookkeeping at the time, and now they're going to spend more than they would have at that time to fix it. And now they're on a deadline because they're trying to get a grant with the state. So their books are a disaster and they need to be fixed before they can qualify for this grant. So business for me has picked up this year, but unfortunately it's for the wrong reasons. I mean, good for me, but bad for those businesses that have put themselves in that situation.
So, one of the things that I did it a long time ago, and I brought it back. If you can go fill out on the internet mycity.com. I own my city, mycity.com/questionnaire, and it's in the chat. Send you a referral of somebody you would want to meet. There's 5 questions that are asked. 1, do you want to grow your business? 2, are you willing to network? 3, are you willing to give referrals? 4 is what's your expertise in your field, and 5 is would you recommend that person? So if you fill that questionnaire out, I can review you and stuff, and love to talk to you if we haven't spoken, and see what I can do to create a referral to somebody that you want to meet. You know, they say Forbes magazine wrote, it was a while back, but they wrote 60% of most people get their new business based on a referral. So let me ask you, raise your hands. Tell me how many of you people are getting most of your business based on referrals?
Almost 100% for 25 years.
Wow, I love it. I love it.
All of it. All
Yeah,
of mine come from referrals.
I was going to say about 80% of mine is referrals.
Yeah, very, very common for bookkeepers,
Yeah.
most of their business. Anybody else want to talk about that? Why it works? Okay, any of you heard of BNI, Business Network International? It's the largest networking organization in the world. It was started by a guy named Dr. Ivan Meisner. Anybody in it?
Not at the moment, but I've been
I-
in several groups over the years.
Yeah, I've been invited as a guest to a couple of them, but timing just doesn't work out for me right now.
So the psychologist of Dr. Ivan Meisner was my client many, many years ago. We're probably talking 25 years ago. And Meisner has this saying that is so appropriate. When you meet somebody, help, don't sell. Giver's gain is his motto. And it's such a powerful, powerful statement that when you help somebody, they're going to remember you. Right? Isn't that what happens? So make that the golden rule. That helping is further. Hi, my name's Bob. Buy from me. That's a disaster. People will hang up the phone and you'll never get them back. Right? So start by helping them. So I have several systems in place. I have a referral software that I use. I have the questionnaire that I just brought it back a few weeks ago. So if you could make sure to fill that out, I will try to introduce you to somebody that you want to meet by vocation. Okay. So what gets better than that? Can't think of anything better? No, it's the way to go. And David is a gospel of that, right?
I don't know anything about gospel, but hey, I'm an advocate.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're getting your business from referrals, why not amp up your referrals by giving referrals to the person that referred you? That's when you're really making a difference. Somebody refers you business, you help them by referring them business. That's why the BNIs of the world exploded. So there's like 2 to 300,000 members in BNI. Okay. And if you're a member of BNI, you're not asked to give a referral, you're required to give referrals. So it's a good place to go. Okay, so we got like 20 minutes left. This is not a huge group. Kind of surprised we had something like 100 people register for this, but it amazes me. People will register and then never show up. I don't know what the purpose of that whole mentality is, but what do you, okay, let me ask you this. Come straight out. What do you think of this meeting? Did this help? Let's see a show of hands.
And all networking helps. It's just a matter of when
So true.
and with who.
So true.
And I've been on these calls before with a lot more people. So I think that is more helpful when there are more people in different industries.
Yeah, like I said, this was another group before. I was co-hosting it with another gentleman. He bailed, and then I decided to bring this group back. And I'm kind of surprised because we had somewhere around 100 people registered
Right.
for this meeting. So I can't remember, can you see who registered when you registered?
You can't
No.
see the list of people, but I think there was like 112 people registered.
Yeah, something like that. So okay, so here, straight up, would you return to this group?
Oh, I will.
Yes.
Okay, so the key to this is let's work together as a team. Teamwork's better than working by yourself, right? And let's see what we can do to bring some additional people to the group. My phone number's in the chat, but I'll give it to you as well. It's 310-736-5787. That's a mobile number. You can call me or text me. But I'm very, very committed to making this group work. So it takes teamwork. Teamwork's better than doing it on your own, right?
Right.
No I in team.
So,
There's
say that
I said
again?
there's no I in team.
I've heard that for years. Yeah, I was about to say that, but
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm no kid. Learn something new every day,
Ew.
right? Yeah. Yeah. So most of you are in the Phoenix area?
So it looks like.
More or less.
not me, but I've set my business is set up where I can service anyone anywhere. So being in this tiny little town that no one's ever heard of really doesn't matter.
I
What's
hear
the
you.
town?
Are you in here?
So
What's town?
I'm down in Pierce, which is about an hour and a half south east, I think, of Tucson.
I lived in
Okay.
Tucson for 6 years. I've never heard of Pierce.
Most
Me
people
there.
haven't. Yeah. I go to a lot of the networking events in Tucson and no one's ever heard of this.
Oh, okay. So you're out by like St. David.
No, not quite. I'm down
South
in
Cochise? Okay, I see what
Yeah.
that. I'm looking it up because I'm like, I actually know. I always forget that that's south. I don't know why, but my map of Arizona is on its head, and
Oh,
like my brain is like, no, all of those places are definitely north. They're not.
yeah. No, so I'm between Benson and Douglas.
Ah,
Almost
I know where
exactly
Douglas is.
between Benson and
Oh,
Douglas.
I've been to Benson.
Yeah, so
Is
I'm
it
about,
smaller than that?
it is smaller. There's no grocery store.
Oh my gosh.
There's no
So
gas
many
station
Arizona towns.
in town. We don't even have a gas station. You got to drive 12 miles to the gas
So many
station.
Arizona towns like that.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah. So, but it's quiet. It's peaceful. I wouldn't give it up for nothing. So,
This is all exciting stuff. You learn from people. That's where you do most of your learning. Isn't that right? They'll teach you something that you probably never knew.
yeah.
So that's the best part. All right. So we don't have to go a whole 1 hour for the meeting. Would you like to leave a thought? Anybody has any thoughts before we adjourn?
I try to avoid them.
turn your television off over the course of the next month, unless you're tracking a hurricane.
Oh
Don't
my
watch
God.
anything else except the weather. For the
Mental
next,
health.
Yeah,
Seriously.
we've had quite a week, haven't we?
I have a friend in Orlando right now, so we've
Oh,
been just
yeah.
waiting on updates all week long. They went on fall break, and it's like, that's not where I would go. Mother
Yeah,
Nature died at Florida, so, but they're okay, they're safe. So
Yeah, I reached out to several people that I know that are out of Florida just to make sure that they're okay. It's a scary time. So, and my wife and I are used to natural disasters. Our marriage, no. No, just kidding. We lost everything in the earthquake in Los Angeles in 1994. We had a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. And my wife had to hand the kids down to me. We were on a tri-level home, and the kids were 2 and 5. So I took them outside, put them in the company car. Thank God she had left her car on the street. And then we went around kicking in doors, and pulling people out of their homes. There's
That
still
was Northridge, right?
pardon me?
That was Northridge, right?
Yeah, but
The
we weren't
Northridge.
in
I
Northridge.
remember
We
that.
were quite a distance from it. So you get a ripple effect
Oh
from an
yeah.
earthquake.
Yeah,
And
I was down in Orange County. I remember that one. I was younger, but I remember it.
I
yeah,
remember it well myself.
crazy times. So we lost everything. We started over in 1994. We didn't have clothes. We didn't have dishes. We didn't have food. We didn't have anything. We ate on paper plates for 2 years. But the one thing that we did learn, this is important when you think about it. We knew with 2 young kids that we had to instill happiness and laughter in our kids' minds. So we're always joking now, even all these years later. My wife and I joke with each other, and it's because it kind of trains you that, rather than being sad and depressed, just be happy. And you're lucky if you can do that. So that's what we did. Now we've got 2 wonderful children. And our son works at Mayo Clinic in Scottsdale.
wife too.
I don't know. Did you hear that?
What'd
My
you
wife
say?
blurted out, and he has a wonderful wife too. She's in the other room.
Can I be nosy?
Can you be nosy? Sure. Come on in.
His Zoom call. But hi, everybody.
Hi.
They'll probably never talk to me again. No, laughter is important. It is important. And it'll save you from a lot of grief by just turning everything that you have into laughter. So we try to laugh about a lot of stuff. And that all came from the earthquake. So just little pieces of advice. We were written up as quake heroes in the LA Times.
Wow.
I know. Maria Shriver, anybody remember Maria Shriver or not? She asked us to become spokespeople for earthquake preparedness. We were so burned out, we couldn't do it. We just couldn't do it. And we had to recuperate. We lost our house to the quake. We didn't have enough insurance to cover the collapse of a house. And so you pick up and you move on. If you can't take anything else away from this meeting, take those words of thoughts and think about what happens to you. And especially if you have kids around you, make sure you're instilling happiness and laughter into your children. And as a result, we have two absolutely incredible kids. And if you ever go to Mayo Clinic, look for my son, Justin Friedenthal. He works in interventional radiology. So hopefully you never have to end up there. But you know what? You never know, right?
Right.
Never know. All right, gang. I'm not going to take any more of your time. I'm going to give you 8 minutes back. So we'll adjourn this meeting. Hopefully you return. You can use the same link that you used for this meeting. And I'd love to refer some business. Make sure you fill out that questionnaire so I can refer somebody to you. Okay?
I sent you a
Right,
message
perfect.
on that, Bob, this morning. I had filled mine out a few weeks back. But it sounded
Yes,
like.
I have it. You know what?
Okay.
I think I have it.
Okay.
I think I have it. We got to figure out who to introduce you to. Yes, I know I have it because there's a couple of people that I've talked to that I'd like to refer to you because they can use your services.
Okay.
Okay?
Perfect. Appreciate
All
it.
right, good stuff.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Bye,
You
guys.
too. Take care. Bye now.
Stay safe.